Good evening, folks. Mark here in the Fan Cave. It is September 1st, 2025, 8:30 p.m. And this here is it's actually one of the props for my, for my fan videos. It's just something that I installed there because I like it. And now this is I believe it's a Litex Signet Deluxe. It might just be a Signet. I think the Deluxe would have had the filigree sideband. I don't remember. But anyway, these were sold at, I believe, Kmart back in the late 80s, early 90s. Probably told you the story. There was when I was a kid, there used to be a taxidermy shop down the street from me, and my dad brought me in there once, and as they were stuffing the animals and doing what they were doing, they had I noticed they had four of these. It was a big high ceiling, like an industrial type ceiling. You'd think, more conducive to, gold lines or something. But, they had four of these and on really long chains hanging down and cords or whatever. And, they had, I remember they had, just four of them. They had the three tulip lights. And then I was there, this is back like in the mid to late 1980s, and probably closer to the late 80s. I think I was probably, it was probably around 6 or 7 at the time, so it would have been like 89, 90, somewhere thereabouts. Anyway, so I remember, seeing these fans, every time we'd walk by there, I'd, hey, can you bring me in? I want to see the fans again. So, quite a few times, we'd go in and, the guys had their workshop there. They were doing what they were doing, and anyway, I went back about 10 years ago because that facility had been subdivided into offices, and there was a thrift store opened up there, in the back room was still had the high ceiling. It was a very smaller. It was a smaller portion of the building had the high ceiling. All the rest were had been divided into offices. But one of the four fans was still hanging up there, and then the building's long since been torn down and turned into a rebuilt, and I think it's a storage facility or something like that. So, without further ado, that's why I've always liked these fans. So, I want to say for this one, I don't remember. I think this one might have been a freebie next town over. So I went over and they left it in front of the house. I went over and picked it up. So here are the three tulip lights, and started off on. I think it's low. It starts off on, or maybe it's high. I don't. I have to remember, cause I guess it is high because I normally just pull the chain once. I use it pretty much on a daily basis. Whenever I'm in here, especially in this weather, I have the fans on, so, and the lights on. I have it right over my little workspace here. I'll be the first to admit I'm not. When it comes to 5-blade ceiling fans, I could pretty much take them or leave them. Mostly leave them. But I do like the cane. The 5-blade with the cane inserts. I like. I do like the tulip lights. I just 'cause this is the pretty much the exact fan I remember as a kid. Seeing there that had the footprint vents and the the 5 cane blades, and there was also a TCBY that I would go to as a kid in Marblehead when I go to visit my uncle, and my late uncle, I should say, died a couple of years ago. But anyway, there were two of these. It was a pretty high ceiling Maybe a little bit higher than the main ceiling here in the garage. But yeah, it had two of these, and then I remember getting into an argument with my best friend when I was a kid. We were probably, I don't know, 12, 13, something like that. And the fans were on high speed, and we were arguing about that I said I know there were 5 blades, and he insisted there were 4. I think he was just egging me on to be a smartass, but finally the guys got fed up with us arguing about him. The employee there, so he shut them off, and I'm like, in your face, they had 5 blades. I knew it the whole time. Yeah, I always thought that the cane inserts kind of reminded me of the ice cream cone, the ice cream cones or the frozen yogurt cones or whatever, chomping on there, the waffle cones I think they're called, and chomping on those while watching the fans go around when I was a kid. I think my uncle had that it was a townhouse he was renting. I think he had that from, maybe 80s, like late 80s up to the early 90s. I'd say maybe 88 through 89, 88, 89 through like 93, 94, something like that. Yeah, Marblehead had all kinds of cool stuff back in the day. There was there was a restaurant that had Tweedledug fans, and I can't remember where it was, or I've wandered around there trying to find it, and I couldn't find it. The TCBY is long gone; it's something else, and the fans are ancient history. So, yeah, that's basically it. These are cool fans. Maybe if I find one new in the box someday, I'll actually install in my house somewhere. But I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when I come to it. As of now, I'm perfectly happy having this old one here in the garage. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Stay tuned for more fan videos. Good night and good luck.